Hey, what's going on there? Jason McCammon, President, IQ Fit. What's up, guys? I want to let you know today about what I think is one of the most critical things that folks don't get enough of. Just like your mom used to tell you, right? Vegetables, okay? Super, super important that we reconsider what's going on in vegetables there. Here's the big thing. We want to make sure you get something in every day, or really every meal, that you actually enjoy. That's really important. So if you don't like the taste of broccoli, if it just grosses you out, then don't eat broccoli, right? If it's something you don't like, lettuce salads, and don't eat lettuce salads. That's what's really important. I think a lot of folks think, all right, vegetables must mean diet food, right? That's what the first thing that comes to their mind, and that should not be the case. We need to eat vegetables because, right? Let's go through why that's important. Number one, that's our major source of micronutrients. You know, most of our vitamins, minerals, other phytochemicals, fiber, all that really important stuff that a lot of you have heard of. You know, like, I don't know, what is that? That stuff's important. You know why? It prevents cancer. That's right. A lot of cases of cancer could be prevented by many factors, but a lot of it is antioxidants, right? These are special chemicals that absorb what are called free radicals from a byproduct of making energy in our body, okay? These are charged particles that without an antioxidant to absorb them, they damage tissue. And eventually that can lead to changes in mutations in DNA and et cetera, et cetera. So, I hate to scare you a little bit there, be a little morbid, but yes, most types of cancer, many types are preventable, and we can prevent them by making sure you get enough antioxidants from vegetables, okay? Another big thing is going to be getting your fiber. Fiber is super important. Lots of different kinds of fiber. Let's not get complicated, but just understand without fiber, our gut motility, so how our food moves through our gut, really slows down, and it becomes very sluggish, and we can get backed up with stuff, and toxins increase, and it just makes life hard on you guys. And you can actually increase your risk of colon cancer substantially, and your risk of what's called diverticulitis, this thing where the pressure builds up in our gut, and these little pouches are actually balloon out of our intestine. And it's not that uncommon, actually, and it's a very painful condition, can lead to a lot of complications, okay? So you don't want that stuff, right? So let's get our veggies in there. One thing I want to point out with preparation cooking, remember, something that some of us aren't told off enough or don't know about, that frozen vegetables actually, in many cases, have a higher nutrient content than fresh. That's because the manufacturer has to quickly freeze these, because usually these are ripening on the vine or on the crop. They have to quickly get them harvested and frozen rapidly, because otherwise they rot. They lose a lot of money. So a lot of your frozen, believe it or not, is kind of, think of it like it's suspended animation. It's suspended in time. Nutrients are almost all intact. All they have to do is be thawed out. It's pretty cool. Whereas a lot of fresh vegetables and other fruits too, fruits as well, are picked green, right? Because they have to sit on a truck sometimes for weeks from other countries or other parts of the USA. And when they're just not as healthy, honestly. They look pretty cool. So keep that in mind. So go ahead and get your frozen, not a big deal at all. I want you to keep in mind though, one of the biggest things is we've got to have you cook things that are really hearty, right? So that's typically the brassica family, also called cruciferous veggies. These are the cabbage family. So cabbage, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, all that stuff that a lot of kids are like, yeah, I gotta eat that, mom, dad, that stuff is where the power's at. I mean, it's incredible. Actually, real quick, one step above that would be sea vegetables, like seaweed, wakame, things like that. Unbelievable. If you can ever get your hands on some of that, it's just a lot of us, our American palate may not handle that real well. So anyway, but to get back to cruciferous, I want you to be sure you cook those. It's really important. Yes, I know I'm like, oh my God, this guy says to cook stuff. Absolutely, right? And when I research it, when I talk to folks I know they're Asian and learn their lifestyle, they almost eat zero raw vegetables in Asia. Almost all cultures, we're talking billions of people, almost cook all the vegetables all the time. And that says a lot, because they have some of the healthiest communities and populations on the planet. So I'm going to kind of go with that, right? If they're got a lot better health than average American, let's kind of see what they're doing, just common sense a little bit there. Anyway, so you got to cook these, or guess what? The cellulose that wraps that plant together, the broccoli, the Brussels sprouts, whatever, will not be able to break down enough to get nutrients out in our gut. We just don't have, we're not set up for that. We're not really herbivores by design, we're carnivores. And actually, well, omnivores really, but we're not great at breaking down plant products, okay? So let's make sure we cook it. Our favorite here at IQ Fit is broasting. So that's where you take, you kind of cut up a bunch of fresh, or you can do frozen again. We're big fans of that in our family. Gallon baggy, little light olive oil, sea salt, pepper, and mix that around a little bit. Thin layer on a cookie sheet, bake it 400 till golden brown or whatever texture you'd like. Just don't burn them, right? And that's just awesome, right? You get this baked in flavor, they're cooked, and yet they're not soggy and mushy like baby food. They're really, really good. So try that out. But you're welcome to do maybe even throw a bag in the microwave. I just really recommend getting them out of the plastic though, really important. Put them in something ceramic or glass. Put a little cover on it, a few minutes in the microwave, let that steam a little bit. And then of course you could go grill. Grill is awesome too, takes a little more time, but not a big deal. You know, slice things up and however fast you want, grill those babies up. You could also do some steaming, not my favorite method, but you could steam, that's pretty quick too. Just maybe 10 minutes on the stove, whatever. A little water in the bottom of the pan, cover it up. But just don't sure you overcook that, right? So anyway, those are some ideas for vegetables, guys. You gotta get those in. I recommend at least 2 cups a day of the hearty type vegetables. Now, things that are easily chewed, like say a cucumber, you know, sugar snaps, tomatoes, stuff like that. Yeah, feel free to eat raw. Actually, there's still a lot of benefit to raw. You have more enzymes in there. But remember, anything that's super crunchy, gotta cook. Easily chewed cucumber raw is totally fine, okay? So let's shoot for that, guys. 2 cups a day, make that a habit. Also batch cook a lot of these vegetables, real easy to do, to plan ahead, okay? So there you go. Get your veggies in there. I want to see that, guys, okay? I know those food logs coming in, all right? So you guys have a great day and talk to you soon.